CIFR, and I've talked about this a lot because I like the bullish setup. Basically, it's just been channeling up and it's been hitting this hard resistance. It's been knocking the door over and over again. I think the $5 range over here is going to break, and when it breaks, the floodgate is going to open. It's probably going to go up to something crazy like $10 in a hurry. You did have some price history over here, so there's a volume shove over here. I guess from when it IPO'd, or if it's a spec, I actually don't remember. But anyway, I think once it breaks above this volume shelf around here, around the high fives, it can go up in a hurry. And it looks like it's building up a lot of energy to do so. The other indicators are supporting that bullish trend over here, supported by a bullish cross of the Tenkan over Kijun, right? Price went below the Tenkan for the month of April, but went back above it, right? I really would like to see some solid grounding over here, really use the Tenkan to kind of push price higher above this big giant range over here and go higher. I would definitely do Wolf and Irene, absolutely. After Riot as well, I'm probably going to pass on Hut because nobody tends to care. I know this volume shove looks sick because it's been doing nothing but going sideways here for a whole year, right? So, but overall, it does actually look like it's channeling up. And the reason why I know it's channeling up is if you have a bullish cross over here, which is cool. But if you also look at the Bollinger Band, it's really just forming a very, very nice cup over here with the 20-month moving average serving as support. And the price has been on the upper part of the Bollinger Band, just kind of crawling up for a whole year, trying to break above this range. This is an awesome setup from the technical standpoint. I don't know what else to say here. This is a pretty awesome setup. I just I'm still buying. I mean, I already have a position that I'm happy with. I do see myself buying more if it continues to drop down. I'm happy with my position now, though. My average is probably around maybe a little bit less than $4. And I just kind of started entering, really around April or so. So I'm kind of happy to be in it. It looks awesome. We'll see what happens. I like to look at a 2-week here. I haven't really looked at a 2-week. If I put the Ichimoku cloud or 2-week, it's not doing a whole lot. It's still inside the clouds, just kind of going sideways. Again, maybe you have some resistance up here at around $8. There's potential. You did have some price history over here, right? So maybe the top of the cloud is going to be around $8. There could be resistance before 10. Possible. Something to think about. The other thing is if you just put the 2-week, you can see this is a big giant cup and this is a smaller cup, almost like a handle kind of thing, right? It just looks awesome. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep saying these stupid words and awesome and whatever. It's not gonna help you. Boomerang support band pushing price up higher. You're gonna have a rising boomerang support band right into this big giant resistance that has been trying to break for a very long time. The arm is chipping. Eventually, it's probably gonna break through. When is that gonna be? Is it gonna be this month, next month, the month after that? I don't care. Because whenever it breaks, it's going to be pretty powerful. That's CIFR. Riot sideways for a whole freaking year. Longer than that, actually. This is absolutely incredible. I do think that the correlate that I have over here, I think the cycle might just be a lot slower compared to the last cycle. I think the correlate over here from the last cycle may be here. And we're calling up like crazy. Last cycle went sideways for what, 5-6 months. This cycle went sideways for a whole year. Man, I don't have a position. I got hurt by Riot last cycle. The reason why is because I was expecting a wave 5. This is a wave 1. This is a wave 3. The wave 5 got truncated. The liquidity didn't come back. So I ended up losing money from it. I'm not gonna lie, but maybe that's have saved me from this side raise, terrible hell for a whole year. But with that said, I'm gonna post on the technicals here. Ichimoku cloud, bullish cross, right? and followed by a bearish cross. You actually end up having a bearish cross. I don't really care about that. I think it's just been going sideways. It doesn't really matter, whether or not this bullish cross or bearish cross, just been going sideways. And I think you're just basically oscillating between the tank and at this point, right? Most likely it's going to probably end up challenging it. You might still find a little bit of resistance here, but you play around here for long enough. If the real bull market comes, it's going to push up to like the high 20s to like $40 in a hurry whenever this range breaks. But it's just been kind of consolidated for quite some time. I'm not too worried about Riot because a couple of reasons. One reason is we look at the banker fund has been having a lot of inflow. Over here, price went sideways for like 5-6 months, right? It had a lot of increased inflow here. Price went sideways for a whole year, increase in inflow for a whole year, right? So I'm not really too worried about that. And you also want to look for like correlate in terms of Fintel.io. Is not as high as CleanSpark or Mara. It's about 26.3%. But overall, you do have like accumulation over here during the bear market. Like they are buying Riot. So this sideways action is confirmed with increased wealth fund inflow. Is also confirmed with increased institutional accumulation. I think eventually you're going to end up breaking up about this range and probably go higher. The issue is it's just been balancing over here for so long that for April actually ended up closing average. I didn't think this is going to be very strong resistance because it's rising. And sure enough, like so far the month of May seemed to be doing okay. Right now, the price is at 10.42 and the 20-month moving average is at 10.40. So technically you're close a week above the rising 20-month moving average. It seemed like they have some initial rejection over here, but overall this is crawling up. So that's why I think that this over here has pretty strong correlate as this over here. It's just that it's just doing some pretty crazy evil like back test stuff over here, whereas over here it seems like the trend was a little bit more clear. But I do think that the 20-month moving average started trend change over here since November of 2023. Very similar to maybe around here, right? So I do think that this is kind of setting up for some pretty big move potentially up whenever it happens. I do not know when it's going to happen. You would have thought that it was going to happen in March when things like just kind of went sideways for that long, and next thing you know you have another quarter where it just doesn't do anything. But that's Riot for you, right? If I take away the monthly indicator, let's look at the 2-week Ichimoku cloud. I'm interested in looking at this. If you look at the 2-week Ichimoku cloud, not the bull market support band, it's been oscillating around there, by the way. It's just not really doing a whole lot there. But if I look at the Ichimoku cloud, you can see what it's trying to do on the 2-week. It's very, very clear, actually. Ichimoku stands for like one look in Japanese. And the whole idea is you can have an indicator where you can just look at it and then immediately you know what's happening. What is happening, Riot? Got rejected by the 2-week cloud over here, right? Trying to break back inside the cloud, broke inside the cloud on high volume. And yay, got rejected here on the horizontal range, on the top of the range. Traders came in, price went back down, back test the cloud, went up again, got a tweezer pop over here, got rejected by traders, like 8 weeks straight down, test the bottom of the cloud again, held, by the way, and now it's going back up. We're at the bottom of the range, so it's probably going to do okay in terms of, I think it's probably minimally going to end up, being on the top of the range here. If you look at a weekly Ichimoku cloud, it's not as pretty. You did have a very, very nice hammer bottom over here, candle bottom over here. But, right now it's underneath the weekly cloud. So, it's just been oscillating sideways over here. It doesn't really matter if it's under, over. If it's over, it doesn't mean that's bullish. If it's under, it doesn't really mean that it's like bearish anymore. It's just been going sideways. I don't really care. But the 2-week is really telling you a tale in terms of what it's trying to do. And I think it might be getting to a point, and it might be another 4 weeks before, hey, price finally wakes up and saying, if I keep going sideways, I'm going to fall out of the cloud. I better go up. It might happen that way, right? But yeah, the 2-week chart is interesting. What happened the last cycle is it didn't really have this brutal kind of thing. What happened this last cycle is got rejected over here. Oops, broke down, found support here on D kitchen, pushed back up again, consolidated for about a month or so, pushed way up. We don't really have that here. But overall, the price action, as sad as it is, the price action is still relatively constructive. I'm just going to leave it as that.